YouTube completely changed my life. Hi, I'm Madison Raber. I have a company called Tree Stand Forestry, and I started creating YouTube videos about 4 or 5 years ago. And I just wanted to share my story of what's happened since I started posting on YouTube. And hopefully if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel or have thought about starting your own business, just wanted to share this and just give some encouragement to people that are looking to get started. So let's dive right into the video. So I'm expecting this video to, potentially pull in some people outside of my main audience. And so I wanted to just take the time to explain what I do and sort of set up the context of this video. So like I said, 4 or 5 years ago, I started posting content on YouTube, and specifically around the industry that I was working in. So my regular 9 to 5, I was working in the timber industry, doing subcontract logging. So I was actually cutting the timber, cutting the trees down, working for a sawmill doing that. And I'm based out of Ohio, and something that, that I continually saw was people being taken advantage of in that industry. I've seen buyers come in and way underquote the amount of board feet that were actually in the woods, and essentially be buying it way less than what it was actually worth. And I began to see patterns of simple things that landowners could do to better themselves when they go to sell timber and actually not get taken advantage of. And so I started making content on that. And frankly, I posted, a couple of videos and sort of forgot about it, went on with my life, and really didn't think much more of it. After maybe a year, I happened to pull the channel up and I'm like, wow, I had 500 subscribers. And part of what got me to begin looking it up is I had people reaching out to me, and I don't even know how they found me. They were just DMing me and reaching out that way, asking me, for advice on their sales. And so I was like, well, it seems like people have interest in this subject. And so I began to create more content. And there was periods of time where I was pretty consistent with it, others where I was pretty inconsistent. But I just, over time, began to produce more and more content around this industry, and eventually got to about 1,000 subscribers. And by that point, I had so many people reaching out to me just on that small amount of a subscriber base, people reaching out to me, wanting me to consult on their properties. This blew my mind, and it actually got to the point to where with 1,000 subscribers, I quit my 9 to 5 and began to pursue this full time. And so I've been consulting now around 3 years, and we're just ready to hit 4,000 subscribers. Still not a big channel by any means. I'm not super consistent. Honestly, I don't even really enjoy making content that much. But the power of YouTube and the reach and the people that I'm able to the people I've met blows my mind, just through the networking that this platform can create. So over time, I began to, also create content, bringing in hunting. That's another huge passion of mine. And the two have a lot to do together. But up at that point, looking at like 2020, there were not a lot of creators talking about how logging is actually a huge part, potential of your property, and how that can, improve the hunting on your property considerably. And so, I began to talk about some of those things, and those were experiences I was having on my own properties. And, it really solidified the amount of people that were coming to me and the type of clients that were coming to me. They were all, around that hunting space. I had a few clients that were just looking to sell timber, but the vast majority were, the very hardcore hunters that had probably just bought their property. And so I just doubled down on that. And, my content now is primarily around, habitat and how the logging process can help improve your habitat, and allowed me to build a business on that. And so I do my full-time work now is coming in, helping landowners sell their timber, but in a way that is going to actually improve their properties from a huntability standpoint, from just overall habitat improvement standpoint. And it is an absolute blast. I love what I do. Being able to be out in the woods almost every day, the amount of clients that I get to meet that are passionate about the same things I am, and some of the other creators in this space that I've been able to meet and work with has been really, really cool. And it blew me away, how big a reach you can have with so few views, so few subscribers, and be able to create a full-time working income off of this. And so, just as some advice for somebody looking to get into YouTube, don't be overwhelmed. Just start, and specifically start in a niche that you know something about, something that you can add some value to. And a lot of the content on YouTube is pretty saturated in different niches, so those can definitely be tougher. But if you can find something that you are specifically passionate about, something that probably more than others do. And I'm not going to sit here and say I am the end all be all expert on the subject that I talk about. I am still learning every day, and I see things on a monthly basis that I would probably tweak that, and I'm going to change that a little bit, and my processes, and I'm still growing this business. But you can definitely grow a business off of a very small audience, and it's just such a cool platform that you can plug yourself into, put yourself out there, and just don't think about there's gonna be negative comments, there's going to be everything you hear about, but just put yourself out there and see what happens. And worst case scenario, nothing happens and it's not a big deal. But best case scenario, I am now working 3 to 4 days a week. It creates enough income to be able to keep me and my family sustained, as well as I'm able to buy some properties, and just pursue what I'm passionate about and what I love. And that's a huge thanks to the people that have followed my content, that have supported me directly, and that have had me come out to their property and take a look. It means a lot for you to contact me over some of the other guys in the industry, and I really, really appreciate. Now, I just wanted to take the time to speak directly to my audience, and yeah, I'm honored, and I love what I do. And it's also been great. My family has grown. We now have 3 daughters. We had twins about a year ago, and it allowed me to spend more time with them at home, just because I'm not working as much. My schedule is a lot more flexible, whereas when I was my regular 9 to 5, I was working, well, it wasn't a 9 to 5, I was working 12 hours a day minimum, and it just would have been tough having a growing family working in those conditions, to where now, like I said, I have a lot more flexibility, can spend time. This morning I was at home, watched the kids while my wife was out doing some stuff, and has just allowed me to be a lot more flexible. So I just wanted to put this video out there to anybody thinking about starting a YouTube channel, thinking about starting a business. Go for it. It's worth it. And I did this on the side for a while. It's not something that you need to necessarily just decide to quit and just go full bore. You can do it on the side in most scenarios, and this is something that I did on the side for a year or two until it was big enough to be able to jump in at full time. But yeah, it has been a blast, a roller coaster. We're not even close to being done yet, and I want to continue to produce content for you guys, and hopefully continue to step up the quality of the work that I produce, the content that I produce, and bring you guys along for the journey. So thanks for the view. See you in the next one.